Go.
No.
Start.
No.
Welcome back to the Intersint podcast. This is episode 38.
See, you kind
of ruined my morning.
You have nowhere to go off of that.
No, you ruined my morning.
What?
We were talking about Stardew before starting recording.
Yes.
And I know you don't want to ruin the game for me, but you can give me hints.
I did. I gave you the most clear hints. Okay. So here's what's going on. Here's where we're at. Obviously, there's a lot of new stuff in the game.
Yes.
Stuff that I don't even know about, and I'm still learning about it too. So we were playing our co-op game, and you brought up the question of, is there any easy way to get mushrooms in my solo game? The easiest option, obviously, is you choose the mushrooms whenever Demetrius gets to your cave and says, hey, do you want fruits or mushrooms?
Right.
You chose fruits, so you already got rid of the easiest method.
Did I?
Yeah. You got the fruit bats.
What fruit bat? The black things?
And the cave.
Right.
Not the mines.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. The area that you never check because you forget that it even exists.
I go there.
Sometimes.
There's nothing there when I go.
You gotta check every few days.
I do.
Anyways, that's the easiest way to get mushrooms. Choose mushrooms whenever he asks what you want. Hands down the best way. But you're like, okay, well, what's the other easier, what's another way to do it? And I told you I don't know, because in old game, there was no easier way. That was the easiest way, aside from the mines. And so you said, and so after that game, I was looking at something, I'm like, oh, there is a new thing added that I forgot about that does make it easier for mushrooms. I guess for people who chose fruit bats, now here's this new thing that they added to give you mushrooms still. And I just brought this up right before the episode because I forgot to tell you a few weeks back. And I don't want to ruin it for you. I know that you will find it eventually on your own. And you're going to be happy when you find it.
Okay.
And so you're like, oh, give me a hint. Where is it at on the map? And apparently I gave you the hardest riddle in the world because I said it's not on the map until you want it to be on the map.
What does that mean?
You know what that means.
No.
Yes. Anyone who plays Stardew probably heard that and knows, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about.
I hate you so much right now.
And when you figure it out and when you see it, you're gonna be like, damn it, this is what he meant.
It's not on the map unless I want it to be on the map.
Yes.
I'm so lost.
I know, this is the hardest riddle in the world for you right now.
I'm hating you even more.
Like I said, I'll give it time for you to think on it and look around. And then if you don't figure it out, I'll give you a tiny hint. And then...
Maybe I don't want any of your hints.
I don't want another riddle.
I don't want to know anything from you anymore. How about that?
You'll figure it out. And then you'll be happy when you figure it out.
All I have to say is fuck you.
Hey, you're making it very far on your own without any help.
Good. As I should.
You are. You're finding things so much faster than I thought you would.
You know, this head injury thing is changing you.
How?
You are meaner.
Am I meaner? No, I think it was just before that I was just so blah that it's now that I'm over that, or kinda.
Exactly. You had to suppress all that because you couldn't do it, and now it's all being unleashed.
People at work have said the same thing to me. They're like, is this the normal you that's coming out now? Yeah, so I guess with that, the little head update, that there's a little scare and I ended up going to the hospital.
Yes.
And holy hell, were there a lot of old people dying at the hospital.
I mean, you did go to the ER. What did you expect?
I guess so, but I've never saw it this bad before, where they literally had, I guess, little cubicles set up outside in the waiting area where
old people were dying.
No, they'd call your name. You'd go to the little cubicle. There's 6 of them. And that was your little doctor's office.
Oh.
Where they were like, okay, what's going on? How are you? All the standard stuff.
Right.
So I guess it's if you're not severe enough, you're getting the outside cubicle office thing.
Segregation.
Pretty much. So I was confused by that. I'm I've never seen this in my entire life. Obviously with all, okay. So I guess another thing too. My head was killing me, and something just felt off. My head was a balloon.
Yeah, you're talking about a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, and I made the mistake. We've talked about me being a hypochondriac. I made the mistake of reading about what was it? the bleeding thing.
A hemorrhage?
Hemorrhage, thank you. I made the mistake about reading about brain hemorrhages. And like, damn it. That night that I read that, I got maybe 2 hours of sleep because I didn't want to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So because I looked into like concussions and the brain hemorrhaging and all this stuff so much, I knew like key words and symptoms to like mention. So as I was talking to the doctor, I'm bringing up like these key words of like, oh, I'm like losing focus a little bit, which I was like not focusing as much as I used to, and then all this stuff.
I could kind of tell.
Which trying to edit on a concussion this show is so hard. Hearing 2 different voices talking and trying to put them together and like make it work. I'm like, oh, so if any episode sounds off or weird, I'm sorry. My brain was broken. So I do all those keywords. So with that, he's like, oh, we're gonna get you a CT scan. Cool.
Which I'm surprised they didn't give it to you before.
I know. And I brought that up, and even he said that's weird that they didn't do this sooner. So finally, I have to go back to my seat out in the waiting room, which someone stole, so I had to find a new seat. And when they finally called me back for the CT scan, that's when I saw how bad it actually was, of hallways of like people on beds with like the machines hooked up in the hallways because the rooms were completely full.
Yeah, that's like a lot to do with COVID, but then there's like norovirus going around too.
Which you told me about, and I never heard up until that point.
Mm-hmm. It's a new outbreak that's going on.
Oh, like it was surreal. Like the amount of just old people on beds, like not moving. I'm like,
that's scary.
Are all these people dead or like what's happening?
Well, like it's because like even now, like a lot of my coworkers at least have been talking about like, oh, my kids are like at home because they have pneumonia, and they've had pneumonia for like 2 weeks now and it's not going away, or like they've contracted something and they just keep getting recurring fevers. And I'm like, okay, first of all, stay away from me.
Yeah, why are you here right now?
Why are you here? Work from home, please. Second of all, I hope your kid is okay.
Oh, is that? I saw some articles about like the whole pneumonia thing in kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's becoming more recurrent now. Like a lot more people are experiencing that. At least where I work.
Do I have to go back to mask mode again?
I hope not.
I don't want it.
I finally trained my immune system to like finally work without a mask. I don't want to go back to that.
I spent years wearing a mask every single day. I don't want to anymore.
It's one of those things like when you finally take it off and you go outside and can finally breathe fresh air, you don't want to go back. And I remember telling you that you didn't know what I was talking about until you finally did.
Yes. I was so confused. And one day it was like, or maybe early 2022 or something. I was out on a walk. No one was around, so I took my mask off and like, is this what trees smell like? What is this nature? It's like a whole new world. This is what smells are like. I mean, hopefully we don't have to go back to that.
Yeah, really.
Lockdown number 2.
No, I don't want it.
So anyways, so we're waiting, and I'm making small talk with the guy as we're waiting for the CT scan thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go in, which, by the way, whenever the people who were in there first, when they are leaving, again, old person on the bed, I think dying, and they're running down the hall saying, get out of the way. And I'm like, oh God, like this is like in a TV show right now. What is happening? I go in and obviously take off my glasses, put them in a bin, and they bring up the question, do you have any earrings or ear piercings? And I was like, oh yeah. And I show them like, they're glass, do I need to take them out? And first of all, this guy's mind was blown that I had glass in my ears. Because he was like, glass? What? The main operator lady said, no, that's fine. Cool. Because I'm so confused and so not there in my head, I go to lay down on the bed. I'm like, oh fuck, I have facial piercings. And I like pull down my mask and I start taking them out. And she looks at me and she's like, oh no, those are fine. And I'm like, okay. So I put them back in. And so I'm laying on the bed, and in my concussed, confused brain, I'm like, but isn't there magnets in this machine?
That's an MRI.
I come to terms with that afterwards. My anxiety level was so high going into that because I'm like, why did they ask about the earrings? Do they think my piercings in my face are of glass? Are they confused? Is this about to get ripped out of my face? My phone was on my lap and I freak out about that. And I'm juggling my phone with my legs to put it underneath my legs to protect it. I was so nervous this entire time.
No.
And it's only like 2 minutes. And they're like, all right, you're done. I'm like, oh, okay, that was fine. That was good. But then it brings up the question, why did you ask about the earrings?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were getting at.
What?
Of like, there was supposed to be a whole thing of the earrings.
Yeah. What was the purpose of asking that question if you didn't care about the face ones? It confused me so much.
I think they just wanted to know so they could like rule it out.
Or maybe because like it's taking a scan of your entire head.
Right.
They don't want to see like metal objects inside of your brain because of the earrings.
What?
Like if the side view of your head would be metal objects inside of your brain, which is the earrings on your ears.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Right.
But anyways, after all that, and probably tons of hundreds of dollars, I haven't seen the bill yet. I'm fine.
Yay. I'm glad to know you're going to be alive.
I feel like I'm at like 90% right now.
It's not bad.
I feel like there's still tiny bits of headaches here and there, and I still get a little bit confused. But then I'm like, is that just normal me, or is that concussed me? So don't know when the next time I'm going to go ice skating is now, because now I have like this whole fear of falling again.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was ever.
But now we're proving I have a very strong skull, so.
But how much of a beating can it take before it finally cracks?
This is true. The doctor even said, he's like, all right, so once you start feeling better with your head, still give it a couple of weeks. Don't go snowboarding. Don't go skiing. I'm like, sir, I'm not an extreme sports person. I was skating on a small ice rink for New Year's.
Made for children, by the way.
Yes. What about me screams extreme?
Probably because of how you look.
Maybe. I was being stereotyped.
Probably.
But he didn't know I had a mask on or anything and a beanie, so.
Huh.
I don't know. I was like, I can promise you I'm not going to be up on a mountain skiing or snowboarding. But also, too, I saw a short of a guy on a motorcycle who gets hit by a car lightly, and he falls off his motorcycle and hits the ground. Wearing all protective gear, wearing a helmet, and he gets a severe concussion to where he doesn't remember anything and forgets even his name. So I'm like, how does this guy fall off a motorcycle wearing protective gear and get that bad of a concussion?
Speeding? Was he thrown off?
No, it's just like going slow and falling off the bike and sliding just a tiny bit. But then I slam my head into ice and with no protection, and I'm fine.
I guess it depends on where you hit it.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm better. Kind of. I'm almost there. And it's one of those things too. Once I was gone back from the doctors, the next day felt completely fine. Like all the pain from the day before, it's like, oh, we're good.
Oh, of
we
course.
don't have to hurt anymore.
Like I told you before, it was a placebo. You needed that confirmation from somebody else, from a professional, to tell you that you're fine.
My brain's like, cool, we don't have to hurt you anymore. We're good. Which I don't know. I know you're like this. The instant I got back from the hospital, everything came off and immediately went into the washer.
Oh, yeah.
There was no way I was letting this stay on me for the rest of the night or for anything. Like,
oh, yeah.
I felt so dirty just being in all that.
That's why, like, I know when I want to go or, like, when I need to go to, like, urgent care or a doctor's visit, I, like, dress in, like, the most homeless way possible. Because I don't want my, like, nice clothes getting all germy and dirty to the point where I'm, like, washing it.
I didn't even think about doing that. That would have been nice.
That's what being a germaphobe gets you.
Hey, I'm the hypochondriac, you're the germaphobe. Speaking of germs.
No, okay.
There was a story that came out where two men growing marijuana in New York, which apparently this is still a thing that people do. I figured with the legalization, you wouldn't be growing your own anymore.
I mean, I guess you could if you were running a business.
True. Well, these two guys weren't. They were on their own.
Okay.
They decided to use bat poop for fertilizer on their plants.
Ew, why?
What? That's a very wonderful question. I don't know. Why bat poop? Why? How do you even access this. Like,
Yeah, where do you get bat poop from?
I feel like this whole show we've done comes down to the big question of how do people do this?
Where do people get access to anything?
Like, are we just that, like, is it naive, sheltered? Where we're just like, there's people doing all this crazy shit out in the world, and we're like, I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. But just on a quick look, he had a bat infestation in his attic. So he went up to his attic and scraped up poop to put into the soil to fertilize it. How bad is it where you can't just go down to your local Home Depot or even like a Walmart and just buy a tiny bag of fertilizer?
Well, that's a normal thing that you do. It's not like people are going to be like, oh, what are you using that for? They're just going to assume that you
exactly
take it to a garden or plant shit.
Like, it just seems so simple. And secondly, why are we still fucking with bats? Have we not learned to just keep away from bats?
What would be the one story that kept you away from bats, though?
2020.
Oh, right.
I couldn't tell if you were serious about this or not. You forgot an entire...
I just blocked that out of my brain. Just Control Alt Delete on that shit.
Wow, quarantine really did do a number on you. It does feel like that was just like a wow. I can't, my brain is still like
a false
recovering.
reality.
I can't think of words easily. No, what's the it's like 2020 was a whole amnesia period for everyone.
I guess, yeah.
Up until like late 2021, it just feels like there was a void in the year.
Nothing was real.
So yeah, that, and then you have like the whole rabies thing. That's just like, just stay the fuck away from bats. They're nocturnal. Just don't go out at night and don't mess with them.
Yeah, really.
We should know by history now that they're just not something to be messed with.
You're not wrong.
But then again, like, you have that same thing of, we know this with lions and stuff, but yeah, you still have the fucking Lion King. Or not tigers. Why do I keep getting that confused? You have the Tiger King.
Tiger King. What the hell happened to that guy? I saw he was in the news lately.
Oh, was he? For what? All I know is he was in jail.
Same. That's all I knew about him. And then like a few weeks ago, I saw something.
Now I'm curious. Hold on. Because I'm like, the biggest thing about him is it's so hilarious how he goes into prison and then the entire crew, like everyone else who was a part of that, got so rich and is just living the life, and he's just stuck in prison.
Yeah, really.
The most recent thing I could think of is, or see, that is, he had a 22-year prison and he got 1 year knocked off. So he's just serving 21 years instead of 22 now.
No, I thought there was something else about him.
That's the most news I can find.
Well, maybe you're not looking right. Maybe you need to learn how to Google search anything.
I am terrible at that.
At Google searching?
Yeah, anytime I need to find something, I come to you and like, Kenese, I need help finding this. Remember back when we worked together and I had a song stuck in my head? So I sent it to you. I'm like, I have this stuck in my head. Here's the things that are prevalent about the song. Can you find it? You found it in 3 seconds.
3 seconds, yep.
I spent probably an hour at work trying to find this song.
And so, okay, I found what I was looking for. So apparently he got engaged to a fellow prison inmate.
Okay.
And that's all. That's the last of it.
Oh, I thought there was more to this.
And they're hoping that they get out together. Aww.
What?
They got married in prison and they want to leave America when they get out.
How many more years does he have on that?
He's currently serving a 20-year prison sentence, right?
21 right now.
Right.
Which also, like, in my little bit of research, it was 22 years and he's pleading with the judge that he doesn't want to die in prison. So the judge took 1 year off. How much of a slap in the face is that? Like, all right, you'll have 21 instead of 22. But anyways, so with these bats, they were using it. He went up to his attic, scraped off poop from his attic, used it for fertilizer,
Mm-hmm.
which ended up giving the plant like this bacteria.
Yes.
And so when they smoked it, that bacteria went into their lungs, killing them.
Well, they got pneumonia for like a few days before killing them.
Oh, okay. Again, it's legal almost everywhere at this point.
Pretty much.
You can just go buy something for fairly cheap and you're fine. So why? I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it, no.
Which, I mean, okay, so in our state, my voice went very high. In our state, they also legalized mushrooms.
Yeah, you could microdose mushrooms.
Yes. Which sounds insane to me. I have been getting ads. I don't. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you've been getting these ads too. With a substitute for mushrooms.
No, not really.
I don't know what has been going on with my YouTube Shorts ads lately, but it's like, it's just this thing and it's like, yeah, mushrooms, those things are terrible. Instead, whenever I go to my raves, I like to use this. And it's like this new liquid that is almost in a Mio container. It acts just like Mio, where you squirt it into your liquid like water or something. And it's supposed to give you the hallucinatory effects of mushrooms without eating mushrooms.
I can already see so many things wrong with that.
Yeah. One, it's being advertised to me on YouTube. Problem right off the start. Two, it's these influencers saying how good it is. That's no thank you, giant red flag number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 is like you're using a synthetic mushroom thing for like, that just sounds very dangerous.
Well, now that I'm thinking of like the whole like date rape thing.
The roofies?
Yeah, because if you could just squirt them in liquid, how can you tell that it's there?
Oh, the mushroom stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, mushrooms aren't roofies though.
But you're saying it gives you the hallucinatory effects of mushrooms, right?
Apparently, yeah.
So what's not stopping somebody from spiking my drink with that to the point where I don't know what's going on?
Okay, I've never done mushrooms, but it's not like
I haven't either.
You don't know what's going on. You're aware. You're just also seeing a bunch of shit as well. It's not like you're drunk.
So then, what's stopping somebody from like doing it?
No, nothing. Also, though, it's like we have this synthetic weed too. We did where what was the name of that? I can't remember.
Okay,
but like you used to be able to buy it in gas stations, and people were just losing their minds off of it and like literally hurting themselves because of this like stuff. It blows my mind that this is being advertised to like a ton of kids too. If it's on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's one of those things of like, you can kind of tell based off the YouTube algorithm who's watching what.
But then why am I getting it? Because I'm not watching stuff on mushrooms or raves.
And what age they are.
No, not like that. Like that's crazy to me that this is thing being advertised.
But they know you are an adult. They know you've done things. Like, oh, he's tried the smile thing. Let's give him one step up.
And on top of that, like, how are we? It's like almost to the point of, oh, here's synthetic meth or something. Do you want to be like Breaking Bad, but you don't want to buy meth? Here's the squirt in a bottle thing that you put into your drink. Makes your teeth fall out just like meth. Which, I mean, also on ads too. I just got an ad this morning, which I had to watch twice, which is going to sound weird after I explained it, but because it blew my mind that it was actually an ad on YouTube Shorts. It starts with a woman masturbating as the short. Like a real life woman just masturbating there. And obviously like the camera's cut off right before the bottom area and she has a shirt on. And it's like an ad for a social media site.
That's so weird and fucked up. What?
Yeah. I'm like, I just can't get it through my head of how is this an ad? How is this allowed on YouTube?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Like with the AI girl game that we talked about last time.
I mean, there has to be some sort of like regulation as to like how you can market stuff like that, right?
That
I would think.
You can get away with saying it's AI stuff. So it's like,
right.
I guess. Yeah. So maybe you can get away with like, oh yeah, it's not a real person. It's a game. It's a game that we're advertising.
AI slop.
But to have a real life girl, like now you just like, there is no excuse for that.
Yeah, really. And it's like, if you want to, that type of ad alone is like, you're just marketing it to a certain demographic.
It's the type of person who would buy an OnlyFans subscription or pay for anything like that.
Exactly. Because you said it was a social media site, right?
Okay. So I don't know because it said, oh, here's the name of the app and the thing. And below the name of the app, it says social media. Like it gave it a title, like a category. So I'm assuming, but I don't want to. I was very curious to click on the open thing to see what it was.
Oh, I know you were.
Like, is this really what they're advertising, or is it just a way to bring people in?
I mean, I don't know. Because even like a lot of games back in the day, when you played Flash games, they would have ads like that, right?
I don't remember this at all.
Because I remember all the time on like Addicting Games and Miniclip, like they would have the whole AI game thing that you were talking about.
Wait, even back in the day? I don't remember this at all.
There would just be banners on the side that I had to like ignore because I'm like, I'm just trying to play my game. I'm 8 years old. I'm just trying to play my game.
I'm trying to play my drag racing game.
Don't market this shit towards me. I need to unlock this next car.
I don't recall that at all. But then again, it was so long ago that
You probably blocked it out.
Probably, yes. I've seen way more extreme stuff on the internet that has taken over my knowledge. I lived through the extreme internet days.
No boy. I guess speaking of like stuff that's happened to people unexpectedly, this this woman got a nut allergy, pretty much.
Right, pretty common.
Yes, but it's not the nuts that we're thinking of.
Oh. So you sent me the link on it. And I'm just checking it out now. It's okay. First off, nut allergy, very common. Which
yes,
I feel bad for people who have that.
Have you ever met somebody who's had that?
One of my we don't talk anymore, but a friend back in the day was allergic to life. Is what I've always said. Like she was allergic to nuts, milk, the grass, cats, dogs, literally everything in the world she was allergic to.
Jeez.
I had a friend who was allergic to nuts as well, and I remember specifically hanging out with him once, and he was very curious about what peanut butter tastes like because he's never had it in his life. So he tried some. Immediately started coughing and couldn't breathe because he just ate what he's not allowed to have. It just feels like the most extreme allergy, I guess, because like me, you're slowly becoming lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Which is just allergic to milk and dairy.
Not allergic, you just don't have a certain protein that can process that.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, I have to avoid this dairy stuff, but what happens if I don't? Oh, I just have an upset tummy.
Mm-hmm.
With nuts, it's like, oh, if I eat this, I fucking die.
I might die.
So it's like, especially when you look at the back of packages, like, I think almost everything I buy on the back, it says processed in a plant with nuts.
Right.
Like, there's not one single one that doesn't have nothing. So what do you even eat at that point?
I mean, at that point, you just go, like, fresh fruits and vegetables, I guess. Unprocessed shit.
Now it makes me want to go through my freezer and just look at everything I have to see.
Where were you, maiden?
Where were you, maiden? So yeah, this lady had a nut allergy, and she was with her boyfriend, and I didn't even think that this is a thing, but apparently it's like, yeah, if you're with someone who can have them, you need to make sure they brush their teeth and wash their hands and get like every single bit of that oil off of them in every single part. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't even think about that in an allergy sense.
Really.
So anyways, she did this. She made, like, obviously he went and did all this stuff, and then they were intimate. And upon finishing the job,
well, he nutted, and then she got her nut allergy triggered.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it became very itchy. And I guess this probably wasn't their first time having sex, but there are people who are allergic to semen.
Really?
Yes. This is a
Wow.
real thing.
Jeez. Okay. I learned something new.
Imagine finding that out just randomly, like your first experience, and you just break out in hives and have an allergic reaction because of it. Or even that, imagine if you're a guy allergic to that. Like you're allergic to something you produce.
No, I didn't even think about that.
Is that a thing? That has
I
to
don't.
be
That
possible.
has to be a thing.
So, yeah, she started swelling up, getting itchy. Turns out that because he ate the nuts, the nut particles was in his nut.
Not squared.
Nut scored. Again, this podcast has taught us a lot of things that I just never knew about.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the old thing back in the day of if men eat pineapple, then it makes that taste better for the women?
I've heard that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true,
I don't know.
but I guess there's logic to that now, seeing as this is a thing that can happen.
Like, I guess, yeah. I think it's more like whatever your genetic makeup is too.
For the
For the nut. Like, say you eat pineapple, but like there has to be something in genetics that has to like make it taste sweeter, I guess.
I guess, I don't know. Could you imagine if like there's just a flavor packet, like shots you can give yourself for guys? It's just like, oh, you want cherry tonight, and like you can inject yourself with like a cherry flavoring.
Ew. What is wrong with you? Okay, only you would think of that.
I'm thinking about the future here.
Thinking from guys everywhere.
It could be a thing.
Sure.
Instead of
Whatever
having to-
floats your boat.
Instead of having to eat a bunch of fruits, you just low injection. There you go.
There you go.
I was thinking about this we always talk about like, oh, if there was robotic parts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we even talked about this on a prior podcast.
Probably.
But if there's like something in your life you can make more mechanical, like if you can get something installed into your body, what would that be?
We've talked about adding an extra body part.
Right.
But you're saying making something robotic, right?
Because I think we talked about installing a USB port to download your dreams.
Yes.
That was like last episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that, like installing something to make your life better, I guess.
I mean, I guess for women it'd be like something to do with the time of the month.
I kind of assumed you were going to go in that direction. I think I asked you this probably when we first started talking. And I forget what your answer was. If you had to choose, obviously you have a week of dealing with this stuff.
Right.
But if you can compress that all down to a single day, where it's just like you wake up, it's just nonstop for a whole day and then you're done, would you do that instead?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's like, sorry, I can't come in today. I'm stuck for the whole day.
I mean, now it'd be like, yeah, I'm working from home.
Also true. Yeah, we are in a different time period now.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought about that of like people who've had a shorter week. I'm always jealous of. It's like, I'm normal, you're special, and I want to be you.
Just 2 days, I'm done. Let's go.
Yeah, I hate that. Why can't you be normal like me?
Suffer just like we do. I was thinking if you had an off switch, like for your brain to go to sleep at night.
Ooh.
Like if you can put it like power down mode for 8 hours, or you can set the time limit of how long you want to sleep.
Do not disturb.
Yeah, do not disturb for your brain.
That's interesting.
I set it for like 5 hours, and it's just perfect out. No waking up for that whole 5 hours.
That'd
And then
be
at the
nice.
5 hour mark, you wake up.
I would love that. I need my sleep.
See? Because right now I get, on average, 4 to 5 hours of sleep at night.
So bad.
That has been my life since I was like 18.
That's so sad.
Why?
You've never had a day where you slept in for like 10 hours straight.
Oh, yeah. I had one day where it was like 16 hours, I think.
Okay, at least you have that.
But that was just peak exhaustion. And whenever I got my second COVID booster, I was out for 20 hours, literally.
Oh, you were. Yeah.
That was the most miserable I've ever been. And I checked my Fitbit and it's like, yeah, you slept for 20 hours a day. Good job. You should get more sleep. I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Machine, damn it.
But between that and I would love to have a switch to just like turn off my testicles.
I mean, technically you do. You just have to go get it activated.
Without the surgery.
See, I don't know what all it entails, but in my head it'd be like, it's an outpatient surgery, so you're there and out within the day.
No, I know. But like, say people who are on the fence about a baby.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So we don't want a baby, so we're going to have it on off mode today. and then when you're ready for a baby, you flip it to on, and then you can have a baby.
Oh, the politicians would have a field day with that one.
You can't regulate a man's body, you can only regulate a woman's body.
Exactly.
Poor woman.
Thank you.
Speaking about regulating things, we're towards the end of the episode.
Yes.
This article showed up while I was at work, and it was so out of nowhere that it was just, I was like, we have to talk about this. Kim Jong-un from North Korea.
Your homeboy.
What the fuck does that mean? What is it? There's no resemblance there.
Your celebrity crush.
No. I thought you were going to say, like, I look like him. I'm like, dude, this dude has like a Lego head.
Lego head.
Look how flat it is on top.
You need the bump, though, to like attach things on it. He looks like someone from Minecraft.
Like almost a villager. You're looking at the picture right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, okay, Photoshop like off his head and put a cup handle on the side of it. It is the shape of a mug.
You're not wrong.
You can drink coffee out of this guy's head. Anyways.
Go on.
So he banned hot dogs from North Korea.
Which, did you know that was a thing there? Because I always thought they'd ban everything American.
I thought they banned everything. Like, I didn't even know they had food to eat.
That's so sad. They do have food. It's just very highly regulated.
Oh, okay.
What did you think? They had no food at all?
This is the problem with like me with other parts of the world. Is that I just know things based off of movies.
So bad. We need to start educating you.
We do. All I know about North Korea is just like very desolate, very poor. People aren't allowed to do anything really.
They are only allowed to do the things, and I'm going to be very careful of how I say things.
Okay.
They're only allowed to do things that Kim Jong-un deems to be correct.
Okay.
So that means they don't have any access to the outside world. Everything is very isolated.
Well, I knew about that part. Yeah.
The quality of their food isn't as good as what it would be, like, say, in South Korea, because they don't have any import-export laws.
Right.
So you're only getting the stuff that's grown there, which is not of high quality, I would assume.
Right. Okay, I guess that makes more sense, yeah.
And so it's not like they're not eating or anything.
Every time I've ever seen like pictures of the people, they just look so malnourished.
It's because they are.
And that's why I just assumed they just didn't have food and just they were just barely on the brink of surviving.
I was watching, or like we had to watch a documentary, I think it was back in high school, of like how North Koreans were compared to South Koreans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're a foot shorter than South Koreans on average.
A foot? My God.
That's what I remember. But it's because of like, from birth, they don't have like nourishing meals to like stimulate that growth.
I remember seeing pictures of like North Korea back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And how just different it looks like compared to now.
It's always interesting to see people upload like videos when they go.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like you can't film, so you have to get like special permission.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's like very selective as to what you can show.
Yeah, it's like whenever you show your camera, they're like, if you film this, you're not allowed to point your camera that way. You have to keep it in this direction.
Exactly, yeah.
And you gotta like not let them know what you do, because then you'll get kidnapped and
really.
imprisoned there.
Yeah. So like I just didn't even know that hot dogs were a thing there.
I didn't either.
Where would they even get that?
I don't know.
Like, okay, it's not like where would they even get that? How did they know how to make it?
I guess what is a hot dog though? A hot dog is just a pink goop of combined stuff.
I guess. So it's just like stuff whatever you can in this tube.
This tube. I hate hot dogs. They make me sick.
Oh, really?
At work, every year we get a free hot dog day. And every year I just get a hot dog and just give it to someone because I tried one year.
Oh, I thought you always had it. Because I remember this past year you did have it.
No, I gave it to someone. They were arguing over who got my hot dog because I was giving it away. The first year I tried, I'm like, you know what? It's been a while. Let me try it. I got about halfway through and I'm like, I'm going to throw up because this is just disgusting. So yeah, somehow they have hot dogs. I don't get where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know where our hot dogs come from.
That is true. Have you had a veggie dog?
No, no, I don't
Those
think.
are good.
Maybe that's my thing. Maybe I need to get a veggie dog. Maybe there's actually more flavor in those.
Maybe.
But it's not even hot dogs that's banned.
So before we even get into that, serving hot dogs is an act of treason.
Oh yeah, I forgot that whole part about it.
Anyone that's caught cooking or selling them can find themselves arrested.
And sent to a labor camp.
Yep.
Oh, what'd you do? I sold a hot dog.
Could you imagine going to jail for that?
I just imagine like in our jails here, how there's always that stereotype of like, oh, what'd you in for? It's like, I ate a hot dog. Oh shit.
Brutal crime.
So like, we got a badass over here.
It's so hardcore. What are you in for? Murder? Oh, sorry, man.
Not as badass as me.
You could be bad as me.
I slipped down that hot dog like it owed me money.
So you were saying that North Korea has also banned other things.
Oh yeah. A lot of this stuff I don't really know, but it's a Korean hot pepper paste, flakes, kimchi.
Paper flakes paste?
Korean hot pepper paste.
You said paper.
Yeah. Oh, pepper.
You said paper.
I have a concussion.
That's why I'm giving you a pass.
Korean hot pepper paste.
Yes.
Flakes, kimchi, American spam. Again, how are they getting that?
Oh, South Korea.
Oh.
So it's a South Korean dish made from broth, Korean hot pepper paste, flakes, kimchi, and American spam, beans, and sausage.
Oh.
That is banned in North Korea.
So you can have them separately, but you can't have them put together.
No, I don't think you can even have like those ingredients.
Oh.
Like I know you can't have American spam.
But where are they getting it from? We're not sending it over
South
there.
Korea.
How?
South Koreans are eating it. So North Korea is like, yeah, do not bring that in here.
Oh, but they're not actually bringing it up.
No.
They just happen to know it exists and they said,
Yes.
You're not allowed to have this.
Yes.
Oh.
Because North Koreans can't leave. Kim Jong-un can.
That makes sense. So it's okay, so that makes more sense too, because I'm seeing here like they banned steamed rice cakes.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna pretend to pronounce that word of what it's called. But it's a popular street food. So okay, so it's like he's seeing these foods in other places and he's like, yeah, this is not allowed.
Yeah, and people have smuggled it over the border a few times. And so now with North Korea being anti-American, apparently they're like, yeah, do not bring that here. Have you ever had spam though?
No.
We have that at work and I absolutely hate the smell of it.
What is spam? Isn't that like a highly condensed meat product?
Yes. Canned meat, pretty much.
Would you ever... They sell like hamburgers in a can.
Yeah.
If they had like a veggie burger in a can, would you eat
No.
that?
No. I'm very selective of what I put in my body.
It's like, if you build a hamburger that can survive in a can for a long time, why would I even bother to taste it? Like, the amount of preservatives that thing's drenched in.
Mm-hmm. Which, now reading further down this article, food isn't the only thing that North Korea is cracking down on.
Oh, really? What else?
Divorce.
Oh, no.
So, People who get divorced in North Korea are facing 1 to 6 months in labor camps for their crimes.
That's not that bad.
Divorce is considered an anti-socialist act, and anyone who wishes to divorce needs government to sign off on any requests.
People are going to start being very selective on who they're getting married to.
Yeah, really.
It's no longer going to be like, oh yeah, we can get married because it's fine. Now it's going to be like a strict application process. Are we compatible enough for this to work?
Yeah, really.
What would be the one thing for you, like, a food gets banned in the US? What's the one thing that, like, devastates you?
Rice. I swear, if that gets banned, my life is over.
Same. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, I not eat rice.
Just take me out now. There's no reason to live.
You just have, like, rice substitutes. Just like...
Ugh. But now that I said rice, what's for you?
No, I was gonna say rice too.
Now you have to pick something else.
I gotta pick something else?
Yes. That's how this game goes.
Probably a chicken.
Yeah.
Because aside from rice, that's my main meat I eat.
That's true, yeah.
So if they get rid of chicken, I'm like, I'm just gonna starve, I guess, because I don't have any protein
Might as well
coming
just
in.
die now.
I can eat fish, but that's just mercury poison waiting to happen.
That's also very true. It's one of those things of like, no matter how much you eat it, you just don't get tired of it.
Chicken?
That and rice.
Oh, yeah, because there's so many ways you can prepare it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like one thing that can go a long way. It's not like you're always eating it the same way every single night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the best, like, on a budget meal, I guess.
Struggle meal.
Struggle meal, college meal.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we need to go. So, if you like that episode, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Go follow all of our social medias over at Intersint Pod, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.